The dollar has very much in the earlier part, of this third quarter, driven by interest rate differentials, and then after that, China came in with stimulus. So that kind of picked up on that whole growth differential story as well. But now, in the very immediate term, it's more about the U.S. elections that are coming on, and of course, that's having an effect on currencies, right? The betting markets are showing that Trump has almost a 65% probability of winning the elections. So there is a risk there. And I think markets are indeed pricing that in. You see that across all the Asian currencies, right? Yeah. Especially more so in those that would be targeted by Trump. Even like the Mexican peso, the Korean won, all these are all the currencies that have really reflected not just the change in interest rate differentials that we are seeing now, but as well as what's happening on the U.S. elections.
Yeah, and my producer just came in my ear, Ollie, and he told me about how the betting markets are reflecting a Republican wave. Now, I wonder that despite tariff risk, what that means, because Trump in the past has already said he doesn't like a weaker yuan. He doesn't like the fact that there's a cheaper currency, right? Which can, by the way, eat into some of the ill effects of hiking those tariffs, yeah. Right? Offsetting the impact. And so to that extent, how much will this really impact the trade balance between the U.S. and China?
Right. That's a very good question, because at the end of the day, I think Trump has to understand, and maybe that's why he's saying that, yes, I'm going to put on tariffs, but he has to understand, I think he does understand that these countries are not going to sit back and do nothing. They are going to just depreciate or allow their currencies to depreciate to offset the tariffs, right? That's basically what you do, tit for tat. So if he understands that, and what we suspect is that he could be just, it's a publicity stunt,
Yeah, and he's come out and said, his rhetoric has been as loud as 2,000% tariffs, and the market is really rolling their eyes, right? Really, are you going to do? So obviously there's some disbelief.
Yes. So at the end of the day, we do know that Trump is a pragmatic person. This is not the first time that if he becomes president, it's been his second time, right? And we know how he behaved in the past. So what we suspect is that he's just using this, obviously with the publicity stand. Yes, he believes in, trying to reduce that trade balance and increase the U.S. exports and things like that. But, he's going to be pragmatic and probably work something out with the nations, and not perhaps having to fully slap on all that 10% tariffs and things like that. So, we have to take a step back and really think about, how that might pan out, or is that really going to pan out?